Can I come in, sir?
Please come.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. Have a seat, Taskin.
Thank you, sir.
Taskin is from Dehradun, Uttarakhand,
Sir, I have born and brought up in Dehradun.
but now in Delhi.
No, sir. Sir, due to my father's retirement, we have shifted.
Okay. Acha, acha. So your father was in government service before
Yes,
retirement?
sir. Yes, sir.
Acha. Where was he working?
Sir, he was working with Ordnance Factory, Dehradun.
Okay. So the subjects were PMC in BSc
Yes, sir.
and sociology is your option.
Option. Yes, sir.
And you are fond of theatre, street play, thriller mystery movies, customization of old clothes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Taskin, tell me, what is meant by good governance index?
Sir, good governance index is basically a measurement that how different states in a country are performing in terms of their governing process, and there can be various bases for calculating it. For example, the political setup or the government policies regarding various sectors like economic and commercial and other things.
So it is named after which prime minister? Something to do with some prime minister of this country?
Sir, I am not aware of that.
Okay. So the date, okay, you can go and.
I will read about
Yeah.
it, sir.
All right. All right. So tell me, what do you understand by inert gases?
Sir, I'm not able to recall.
No problem. Absolutely fine. Uh, can you tell me what is nudge theory? And can you give some example where nudge theory was applied recently?
Sir, nudge theory is regarding the behavioral change. For example, it involves the ways in which we can actually put forward our policies or whatever things we are having to convey to the people. And then we do certain things, I would say, or follow certain kind of procedure so that we can actually inculcate people towards it and change their behavior towards that particular thing. We have done it during Swachh Bharat Abhiyan, in which our honorable Prime Minister himself, he in a sort of he uploaded his pictures with all that cleanliness stuff, and it was in a way to nudge people that how much sanitation is important aspect of our life.
Also during COVID-19,
Yes, sir.
nudge theory was applied.
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right. Can you tell me what is corporate governance? And can you give me an examples of some unethical examples of corporate governance?
So, corporate governance has to do with the sort of procedure or the governing procedure which companies are following. And an unethical example of corporate governance can be when when there is no proper channel of communication between the workers of the company as well as the employer, uh, and a sort of I would say unethical practice has been observed during the issue of moonlighting, in which people are, or the people who are working for the company, they are already in a contract with the company, and the company has not allowed them for moonlighting, and yet they were going for the other professions.
Some examples of companies in the recent past which have which did unethical practices, and that was an example of misgovernance in corporate sector. At least two examples you would be knowing very well, I'm sure.
Sir, I have to recall it.
The case of one CEO who gave a loan. Now, does it bring to your?
Sir, I've tried to think of it, but
who was then ultimately the CBI inquiry was made, and she has gone to jail.
Sir, if I am not wrong, are you talking about Chandra Kochar
Chandra
case?
Kochar, ICICI Bank, conflict of interest, misgovernance.
Yes,
And the
sir.
second was Satyam Computers.
Yes, sir.
Both are examples in this. All right. Can you tell me, from the sociological point of view, uh, what are the problems being faced by the domestic workers? I understand that probably government is thinking of bringing about a policy, regarding the domestic workers. So, what are the problems that they face?
So, if we talk about the domestic workers in India, we have to first of all think that one sort of domestic work is what women are doing inside the households, and the other domestic workers, if we are talking about, are the workers in our country. So, if we are talking about women as workers, so it has last year generally been the debate that whether that work should be paid or unpaid. And the second thing regarding the country workers is that we have huge unorganized sector, and because of that, they are not provided the social security benefits and other things. For that, labor codes have been brought in, and the other thing is that the gig worker issue, which is coming up nowadays, they are protesting that they also deserve a sort of a treatment as the normal workers are having. So these are a few things which are.
Okay. Thank you. Saxena.
Firstly, you have opted sociology as your optional. Huh?
Yes, sir.
Tell me, what is the contribution of Sufism in India and in diffusion of Islam?
Sir, Sufism as a movement in India was started by Rabia and Halaj. They were the early Sufi saints in 8th and 11th century. The Sufism has sort of given a flexibility to Islam in a way that it's not just in a single way you have to interpret it. There can be a different form of practices which you can do under the broader arena of Islam. For example, singing, music, they were quite different tenets of Sufism. The other thing is that the relation between Pir and Murid, that is a teacher and a student, it has been very much came into forefront via Sufism.
Okay, are you aware of the present status of uniform civil code?
Sir, it is under Article 44 of the Indian Constitution.
What is the status now?
So the government is thinking of implementing uniform civil code in India, but the matter is still a topic of discussion.
Is it possible to implement such a decision, if at all it is taken, without consulting the stakeholders?
Sir, consultation and debate and discussion is a sort of soul of democracy. And in India, where we have diverse sections with diverse ideologies, it will be a very welcome step that if we have a consensus in society and with different people, so that we can actually implement it very smoothly. So, yes, discussion shall be there.
Okay. During the past few years, there have been many changes, sociological changes in our country, like breakdown of family, joint family system, live-in relationship. Why it is happening like this?
So, the one reason can be that
Are we aping the West, or?
Sir, I would say yes. There is an influence of West on Indian values, and second thing is that the very concept of democratization, which a sociologist Yogendra Singh also talked about, that India has been a sort of there has been a clash of modernity as well as traditional values which have been seen among the Indian citizens, that in personal arena they still prefer traditional values, however under outlook they are still imbibing the modern values. So this can be one reason why live-in relationship is not very much promoted in India, and somewhere we are also heading towards nuclear families.
That's right.
Yes, sir.
Okay. The growth of religious nationalism is a threat to secular India. Do you agree with this?
Sir, I would say that religion, according to Indian Constitution, I would say it's a personal arena of an individual, and in whatever way they are behaving in their personal arena is the individual choice. But at one moment, when this interest is somewhere become a conflict with the national interest, then it's a we can say it's a conflict with the national interest. So I would say that if it is being performed in the personal arena, then it has nothing to do with the nation. But if it is somewhere harming the national interest, then somewhere we have to manage it.
Okay. One last question. We have studied physics, chemistry.
Yes, sir.
There is an experiment going on in Switzerland. Are you aware of that? Large Hadron Collider,
Yes, sir.
God's particles.
Yes, sir.
What is that?
Sir, Higgs boson.
Boson.
Yes, sir. So boson is basically a combination of a proton and a neutron,
Uh-huh.
and it is considered that uh, why it is known as God's particle is because it has been long in experiment. Uh, so this is what I know
What is
about
the
it.
objective behind this experiment?
Sir,
What do you want to achieve?
sir, if I am
The evolution of Earth or the creation of Earth or something?
yes, sir. So the evolution of Earth and how it is linked with the evolution of the universe.
You remember the periodic table?
No, sir.
You don't remember about it? How many elements are there?
Sir, I have to read about it. Right now, I'm not able to.
Have you heard about rare earth elements?
Sir, I have heard of
What are
it.
rare earth elements?
Sir, what I can recall right now is lanthanides and one more. I am not able to recall. Sir. I
Lanthanide
will-
series. It's also
Yes,
called
sir,
lanthanide
yes, sir.
series. Lanthanide is also one of the.
Sir, they have huge application base. For example, in aerospace industry and in making durable materials, they are the rare earth metals they have their use. Yes,
Thank
sir.
you.
You are Miss Ranger, right?
I was, sir.
What is this Miss Ranger?
Sir, rovers and rangers, they are basically an evolved form of Bharat Scout and Guides. So when we students, we are in 12th standard or up till 12th standard, we are known as Scouts and Guides. And when we opt it on our college level, the boys are known as rovers and the girls are known as rangers.
All right. I can see that you come from a liberal family. That's my impression. Is it right or wrong? Or liberal Muslim family?
Sir, I would say that I come from a supportive family. So whatever decisions I take, if they are right, my family supports them.
All right. In Iran, there is a protest that's been going on for a long time. Where did it start and what is it for?
Sir, last year it was started and it's about the hijab issue that women in Iran, there is a quite disagreement among few women that they do not want a sort of interference in their dress code.
Few or a lot?
Sir,
The protest in the streets is all over Iran.
Sir.
I think a couple of 100 people have been shot in the last 1 year.
yes, sir. So that was an unfortunate event, and I would say that in Muslim community itself, whether they in different societies, there is a quite disagreement among the issue of hijab. So the women who are not agreeing with wearing hijab, they are coming up on the streets.
Okay. And so in one case, that's a Islamic country. India is a secular country.
Yes, sir.
They don't want hijab. And India, down south, there are people who are fighting for hijab.
Yes,
So
sir.
are the secular Indian Muslims are trying to be more Muslim than the Muslims of Middle East?
Sir, I would say that it's not about being Muslim or getting affiliated to any religion. It's more about society in which you are brought in and what kind of socialization you are having. So I would say that in Karnataka, what is happening, it is because the sort of adaptation and socialization which people have seen there. And in Iran, we have a different kind of society. So we cannot say exactly that whether the issue of secularism is involved in that case or not.
Okay, what's your view on talaq, talaq, talaq?
Sir, I would say that it is definitely not a very right step when it comes to gender rights and when it comes to women rights, because it is, first of all, in a very instant manner it is said, and it doesn't give the male himself the chance to think that whether his decision is right or wrong. Plus, the way it has been exercised right now, like through WhatsApps and through messages, even in that sense, it has been in use in a quite informal sense, I would say. So definitely it is, I would say, very wrong when it comes to women rights.
Right. Does a woman have as simple a procedure to divorce her husband if she wants to?
Yes, sir.
Is it as simple as this, or is it a more complicated process for a woman in Islam to divorce her husband?
Sir,
Can she also say talaq, talaq, talaq and walk out?
no, sir. It's not for the women that she can say talaq, talaq, talaq and walk out.
Okay.
It's like she has to sort of have a consultation with her husband, and then she can move out of it.
So that's not an equal playing field as far as this aspect is concerned.
I would say no, sir. It's not an equal field.
All right. There's a Ukraine war going on somewhere.
Yes, sir.
Where is Ukraine?
So Ukraine is a European country.
Right. So it's been going on for a year.
Yes,
Now
sir.
it's time to bring this battle to an end, and you are a second Opti IFS.
Yes, sir.
You are made responsible for this. So, what meeting point can you suggest which is likely to be agreed by both countries to bring this war to an end?
Sir, I would say that now the casualties have occurred a lot, and it is the time for both the countries to come on discussion table and exactly discuss what are the issues. The ongoing humanitarian crisis is not a solution. It will be a loss for both the countries. So I would try to bring both of the countries to come on discussion table to discuss what exactly are the issues.
So, what are those possible meeting points on which you think you can suggest which they may or may they're likely to agree? That was my question.
Sir, I have to read more about it.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Now you've done a lot of leadership roles also in your
Yes.
college and elsewhere. What do you think are the three important words when we talk of leader and the people that he leads? What are three important words in leadership between leader and the led? That
So-
you think? There are more than three, but
So the first thing is that the leader should know how to work with the team. So teamwork
three
is
words,
the first
three words
thing.
that I am. So,
I would say teamwork,
okay.
confidence, and the last would be an ability to listen.
All right. What about trust?
Sir, I would say that if the person is working with the team, then team would definitely trust him, because in every step he is consulting with his team.
What about credibility? How do you define credibility between, and what is it a function of?
Sir, I would say that the very first credibility of a leader is that he should have this ability to take everyone together, whether they are in his equal potential or they are not in exactly equal footing with him.
Thank you.
Taskeen, what is the meaning of your name?
Sir, it means peace and satisfaction.
Also peace
Yes, sir.
or only satisfaction?
Sir, I would say that peace is also there.
Okay. And the meaning of your parents' names,
Sir,
father's name, what does that mean?
Sir, Aftab means sun and Shaheen means falcon.
Excellent. Very good. Sociology is your optional.
Yes, sir.
Which is your favorite topic of the syllabus of civil services as far as sociology is concerned?
Sir, I really liked reading about Robert King Merton
Okay.
in my sociological preparation.
Okay. What is the difference between hierarchy and stratification?
Sir, I would say hierarchy is the general arrangement of different stratas into the positions or from we can say most important to least important positions. And I would say stratification uh, is a part of hierarchy, or we can say they both are sort of overlapping with each other.
Okay. So the theory of classification,
Yes.
social stratification, one is structural functional theory
Yes, sir.
and the other is Marxist theory.
Yes, sir.
Very briefly, what are these theories and how stratification is tackled in these two theories?
So, Marxist theory talks about the difference between owners and the non-owners of the means of production. And economic functions or economic system is the system which governs this ownership and non-ownership. However, in structural functionalist theory, it was given by Talcott Parsons and Kingsley Davis and Moore, and they say that society, if a stratification is happening in society, it is justified because the roles are given to those individuals who are talented enough, and whenever they are given roles, they use it to for the benefits of the others.
Okay. What is cultural lag?
Uh,
Have you read?
Sir, I have read about it.
It's in the syllabus, right?
Yes, sir, it is.
What is it? Very briefly.
Sir, if I can guess,
Yeah.
sir, it may be.
You want a hint?
Yes, sir, I do
Okay.
want.
There are two types of cultures. One is directional, quantifiable, tangible. Other is non-tangible, non-quantifiable.
Sir,
Does-
I am not able to recall.
Gap between material,
Tangible and-
non-material culture.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. I'll read about it, sir.
Very well. What is Jajmani system?
Sir, Jajmani system is a system of interdependent relations which a Jajman, that is a person from a higher caste, has with the person of a lower caste. And it is considered that the person with the lower caste is obliged to serve this Jajman, and his rights are under his control.
And what is the economic relationship?
Sir, economic relationship has been seen by different sociologists in different ways.
Okay.
For example, William H. Weiser, he sees it that it's a very conflicting, I would say it's a very, not conflicting, sorry, very cooperative relation which they both share. However, Oscar Lewis, he says that no, it's not a very cooperative relation, it's a relation of conflict. Because when the Jajman will give perks to that person of lower caste depends on his whims and fancies.
Meaning thereby it's a non-monetized arrangement.
Yes, sir.
Barter.
Yes.
And why did it decline?
Sir, I would say that caste system over a period of time has gone through a lot of changes.
No. Jajmani system.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Sir, there can be one reason that the modern legislations are coming up,
Okay.
and the system of, I would say, reservation, it has somewhere provided an equal arena to these people of lower caste to come forward. So maybe this
Any
is the reason.
technological reason you can cite in a particular type of service?
Sir, I'm
Hint?
thinking on it.
Hint?
Sir, if you will give, I might come
Okay.
on it.
Okay. Safety razor.
Safety erase.
Safety razor.
Okay, sir. No, sir.
It's a technological innovation which led to the limited employment of the barbers.
Okay. Okay, sir.
People started shaving themselves.
Okay,
They did
sir.
not require that service.
And major.
That Jajmani.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Nail cutters, similarly. Okay.
Yes.
Thank
sir.
you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
An academy. Let's crack it.